YouTube? I'm David Vaucher, and welcome to day 26 of my 6-month life transformation chronicle. So as usual, we'll just start by asking how the steps are going. Hope you're making a lot of progress, and keep it up if you've been able to make it the whole way from the start. So just heads up. Today, yesterday was kind of an upbeat video. Today is not going to be, and it's going to be longer. So basically, I was meeting a former colleague for lunch, trying to keep in touch and meet people. And took the train, and long story short, I was basically assaulted. So, I've taken the train off and on for 10 years. This is a Houston, like above ground tram line, basically. And in the back of my mind, I've always got this impression that something could happen. And so, either I listen to music or I read on my phone. I don't do both because I want to have some self-awareness. And so today, a guy comes up behind me and grabs my phone. And instinctively, I just sort of held on to it. And I don't think this guy was all there, but once I did that and it was clear I wasn't going to let it go, he just gets in my face, and puts his hands on me. I can still feel his fingers on my neck. And then backs off and just starts berating me. And keep in mind, this guy is large. I mean, over 200 pounds easily. So 100 kilos, for the Europeans watching this, or I guess anyone besides the Americans here, 100 kilos. And I'm shaken up by it, and I guess it makes me reflect on a couple things, and so I'm going to see if I can order those properly here as I talk to you. The first one is that I think, public transportation is a good thing. I wish we had more of it, right? I think it's good for the environment. In my particular case, right now, it's cheap and convenient. I have no car. But even when I had a good paying job, I still took it because it's good for the environment. And it's public transportation. So, there's not a lot of chances for different types of people to mix. And I think public transport is one of those. And so even if you're not talking to the guy next to you, I think it's healthy to have that interaction, right? But having said that, in the back of my mind, as I mentioned earlier, I never get on there totally sure what's going to happen. I mean, I've heard stories, and sometimes you see things, there's police there, most of the time, not today, unfortunately. And so it's just kind of disappointing that's the situation, basically, right? I think society needs more of it, and unfortunately, things happen. Second thing, it just makes me angry. I mean, I've always known life isn't fair, and you can see that all around you, right? There's good people who don't have much, and there's some really shitty people that have a lot, right? But I think the unfairness just compounds the anger, and I want to be clear, there's people that have gone through far worse than I have that feel a lot more intensely about things, but this is what I'm feeling right now. It's just unfair. Like I took this huge leap to better my life. I'm working hard, and that could have been taken away, right? I mean, the thing is, look, like I got training. I might be able to defend myself, right? But this guy was huge. Like, so it could have gone any number of ways where I could have been really hurt badly and injured, and then I can't practice my guitar. I can't pursue my dreams. I can't pursue anything, right? And so the phone would have been enough. I mean, I use that to film these videos. It's almost paid off. I was looking forward to not having that phone payment, and so that would have been annoying, right? But the potential theft of time by someone who has nothing. I mean, it sounds terrible, but why? I mean, it's such a random thing to take something away from someone, and it makes me angry that I'm out here trying to contribute, and there's people out there that don't, and they just want to be takers. And I try and help good people when I can, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for takers, and that makes me angry. It just makes me angry. The second thing that was disappointing was people just stood there. I mean, I think I might have come close to witnessing things, and it happened. It so happens that all these things are at the other end of the train, and someone else has stepped in, but if, as I'm reading my phone or listening to my music, I think something's going to happen, I will get ready. I don't want to do anything, but I'll get ready for it because I think it's the right thing to do is jump in. But no one did anything, and it's almost like a couple people had a smirk on their face. It was bad. It was disappointing. So that was unfortunate. Although one very nice gentleman next to me, he obviously couldn't intervene, but he was sympathetic. So at least there was that, but strength in numbers, and there weren't a lot of numbers trying to do anything there, so that was disappointing. and then, you know, the next thing is, so there's like the loss of, or there's first the disappointment in, you know, I want to do the right thing and take public transportation, and, you know, nothing there. Second was, you know, the unfairness of like having time taken from me, whereas I'm just trying to better myself, right? And I guess just to emphasize and build on that point is that time is short. So I try to do this to take advantage of not having a lot of time, and today really just reinforced that. Third disappointing thing was, yeah, I mean, just I guess the lack of perceived empathy. And you know, that sort of builds into this greater, you know, purpose of this video. The particular topic is just like, I don't know that it's really safe here. You know, I never touched on anything more than the sentimental value in the article that, you know, I first wrote. It was, I mean, France has sentimental value to me, right? But like here, it's bad. I mean, on one hand, like my wife is here and my family's here and her family's here, and she likes her job, and, you know, this country has been good to me in a ways, but, you know, first of all, there's the health insurance thing. Like, what if I had gotten the crap kicked out of me and I don't have my wife's health insurance, right? All of a sudden, all my dreams, all my savings, gone. Forget about it. And if you don't live in the US, it's hard to relate to, but even a broken arm for a lot of people is bankruptcy, right? So that's the first thing. And at least I'm fortunate I have health insurance through my wife. Second thing, though, is that, you know, some people might say, well, like, if you had a gun, it would have been better. But no, I don't know about that. I think there's any number of ways that could have also ended terribly, right? And even now, when I go out, I count exits, precisely because anyone could have a gun, and I don't think that's the answer either. I don't want to have to feel like I have to be armed to feel safe all the time, right? And so, if you can't feel safe, if you know every time you get onto public transportation that you can't feel safe, if you know that every time you go out in public for some reason you can't feel safe, and if you know that you're not even shielded from those consequences by like a decent safety net, when you're actively trying to better your life, I mean, there's people that work far harder than I do that have less than I do. I recognize that in terms of a safety net. So like, but I'm still working hard, right? And so this idea that just random chance could take that all away, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. And, you know, I know that this is way beyond the scope of what these videos are supposed to talk about, but I mean, all these things, this just crystallizes things I was thinking before that I didn't think, right? I mean, I want to feel safe. I don't want to go out feeling like something could happen, or that I have to, you know, carry a deadly weapon I mean, it's the whole thing is just bad. And so it's not meant to ramble today. It's been a little bit trying, obviously. I'll be fine. You know, it could have been a lot worse, but yeah, it's just a lot for me to think about and process. So hopefully, you know, best outcome for this, I just forget about it and, you know, keep going with my work and you know, do the best I can. But I will say, if you're out there, you know, use this as a reminder, right? Like, anything could happen anytime. No one's owed anything, and the universe clearly doesn't work in terms of fairly allocating things. So if you have something that you've been really meaning to do, you know, get after it, right? Get after it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I could say a lot of very bad things about you know, wanting this particular person to have bad things happen to them, but whatever. I don't know if that's constructive either. So I'm gonna try and hold my tongue. And yeah, I'll leave you on that, and tomorrow should be a much better video. Shorter and hopefully more upbeat. So I'll let you guys get back to enjoying your Friday, and talk to you tomorrow for day 27. Thank you. Oh, and take your steps, obviously, right? Take your steps, and we'll check back tomorrow for day 27. Thank you.